I've been, as of late, I've been pairing all of my meals with episodes of Dexter. I tell you what, this Dexter guy, well, how about you just watch the show and you'll find out. But playing for back today, rows, pull downs, pullovers, potentially pull-ups, potentially assisted pull-ups. You know, who's to say? I'm really just gonna... And for back, I almost have the fucking least amount of, let's just say, performance anxiety for coming up with a good lift. Because, at least for me, man, and I was just talking to Mark earlier today, both of us were saying the same shit. It's like, back days are real fucking consistent, you know, because at least for us, I mean, maybe it's just a genetic thing, but after 8 sets of, you know, a couple of rows, a couple of pull downs, some pullovers in between, be it light, heavy, whatever, I mean, that's just all it takes, you know, solid ass back pump. So what that tells me is I'm not so concerned with making sure my exercise selection is absolutely perfect and like, oh, I should do pullovers with this handle at this angle or do rows at this hand width. Like, that's just sort of details that I think are lost in translation, in the sense that they don't really have a crazy fucking effect on the actual end state of the gains themselves. So as long as I know all the sets that I'm doing, I'm going as hard as I can, or at least getting to that point, then I could do a fucking back day where all I do is like 150 pounds on the pull down. I guess that would be a lat focused back day. And just do like really hard squeezing reps, really slow and controlled. And I'd be totally fucking fine with that. And then on the opposite side, I could do a full back day where every set is just heavy rows. Like stack on like a seated row, or like bent over barbell, whatever, like hammer strength chest supported, and I'd probably have a fucking crazy back day after that too. So, you know, don't get crazy concerned with making sure you're picking the right movements. Just make whatever movements you end up picking the right movements by actually going hard with them, you know? It's, I think it's a little bit misconstrued, like our value system on how workouts really need to be oriented. And half of it is just because that's easy, like that's easy to post. You know, it's easy to make a back video where it's like top 20 best back movements of 2024. And then the thumbnail is like, if you're doing pull downs, you're killing your gains. Dude, it's like whatever. You can build a fucking badass back just with like some pipe in your basement that you can do pull-ups on, and then to reach a point where, okay, now I gotta do weighted pull-ups. Okay, now I gotta buy weight from the fucking store because I need even more weight for these pull-ups. You know, it's as long as you're actually training hard and you know it and you're not just lying to yourself, dude, you're good. I was saying the same shit yesterday on the way back from the gym. Train hard, eat your food, stay hydrated, sleep more than 3 hours a night. And by more than 3, I mean like, you know, aim for like 7, 8 or so. I'm just using that as an example. And guess what? You're going to look back at your progress pictures and think, holy shit, I'm getting fucking bigger. How's this happening? Right? It's no mystery. No freaking mystery there. But no more chatting. Let's just go pull some shit, do some lat spreads, come back home and eat. No need for a crazy fancy warm-up. All I did was grab the single arm cable, shoulder height some rows, torso height some rows, floor height some kind of upper rows. Really, back is simple enough where the warm-up is just whatever the first movement is, light, and then gradually increasing weight. You know, something like chest, I'm going to do tricep pushdowns. I'm going to do rotator cuff work. I'm going to work my chest itself on the cables and before I even move on to the first set of pull downs or anything. But back is simple enough, and this weight is light enough that I'm more concerned with getting into a fucking zone of being able to push myself to the set and not actually manage the weight, which a lighter set is going to let you do. You know, I'm not, there's zero concern of hurting myself here. So that gives me complete focus on just trying to go as nuts as possible. So let's strap in and make it happen. And make sure my hands are evenly wide. There's no knurling on this bar, so a little bit of guesswork involved. There we go. Yeah. 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 Okay. A few more. Maybe a little bit of a wider grip on the next one. Yeah. Not done yet. Let's make this a rest pause. Now these reps, I just want to do as many as possible. Okay. One more. Yeah, lads are definitely getting a beating first thing this back day. Yeesh. Okay. Same thing. Let's just do a little rest pause set. Okay. Let's do some rows. Goodness. Just a stack, no added weight. And this will sort of be a transition set, right? Because believe it or not, you can do reps in different ways throughout the set. Like I could do a set of pull downs really slow and controlled with a big squeeze and pretty much hit failure if that's the constraint. But I've still got some juice in the tank, so that's where I like adding some extra force reps, maybe give a little bit of a swing just for the fucking added benefit of more intensity from the set. So here I'm thinking first portion, lean back to here or so, more kind of upper back rows. And as I get more and more fatigued, I might lean forward more and more, and it'll turn more into like a pull down or so. So that's the thought process. Now let's just fucking execute. No. No. My fucking leg was starting to shake on that one. Okay. Oh. Let's do a more conventional row now. This will be a heavy, nasty one. I don't want to do another one of those. Let's just finish off with a alternating set of pull downs. A little bit of a chiller back day today. I'm not really complaining though, since back is honestly kind of catching up again to the point where I might want to chill out on it. But 5 reps on the right side, 5 on the left, and repeat until I'm pretty much burned out. Pose down and scram. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's enough. Let's find some lighting. It doesn't take much for me for back, so I was just kind of explaining to somebody why I'm not insanely like pressed to make sure that I've always got like a rest day planned into my routine. Because my period of lifts, when I hit my full body and then get ready to hit my full body again, the intensity isn't fucking peak every lift. It actually kind of decreases, right? So let's say my sort of split starts with legs. Legs is the most fucking stressful one I've got. I'm feeling my legs still from 2 days ago. But then when I move on to chest, not such a crazy huge muscle. Back, don't have to completely obliterate it for me because it's already kind of a strong point. Still want to hit it hard, of course. And then arms, my systemic fatigue from arms has got to be pretty fucking low. So it's almost like I don't necessarily have rest days, but my lifts are just varying intensity to such a degree that days like today and tomorrow with arms, I'm mainly fucking recovering. Something like legs, I think you might be putting yourself a little bit farther beyond the limits of like baseline recovery. Or if you did a crazy leg day every day, I think that'd be too much. But since these lifts are kind of chill, at least some of them in terms of overall systemic fatigue, and I think I'm good to keep spamming these on the regular. So let's run through a couple lat spreads and get out of here. Kind of simple today. But even like just standing without a back pump, like when I'm like looking in the mirror or whatever else, like lats are getting fucking beefy, that's for sure. Like this is we're developing quite the fucking Dorito taper here. Let me try to hold my breath for a good vacuum. Oh my goodness. Let's see, am I right in the middle? Yeah, there we go. Oh, holy crap. So now my primary objective, go home, slam a ton of fucking food, get a good night's rest, and probably end up having a fucking dream about the arm day that I'm gonna have tomorrow. So let's just get straight to it. I'm actually kind of surprised that conspiracy theorists don't dive deep into just how much money is being made by like the sales of workout programs or like different kind of whatever other advice and tips and routines that you can like pay to actually see how to do. Because at least from my experience, I've never really gotten into those. I mean, all the information is just so readily available online. Like, you can learn a pretty fucking hefty amount of intel just from watching like YouTube videos or anything. Now, it's a little different if you just want someone else to go through the work of like setting something up. And honestly, it's a bit more efficient relying on other people's like strengths and real kind of focusedness. I mean, there's a reason why you get a lawyer instead of defending yourself in court, right? But with working out, I really feel like once you've got a solid respect for the fact that if you train hard, if you eat your food, if you sleep well, and you drink all your fucking water for your day, which 90% of people are definitely not doing, then guess what, man? You're just gonna fucking grow. And it's just that simple. Now, over time, that level of simpleness actually decreases. It gets fucking more complicated. You gotta kind of change things up just a touch, but it's never rocket science. It's never fucking rocket science. I think some basic cues, hit every muscle group twice a week ish, right? Some classic lifts are still gonna be pretty fucking classic. Legs, arms, chest, back, shoulders, whatever. Jumble them up however you like. Do some progressive overload. Make sure you're doing some heavy sets for every light squeezing one. And then if your intensity's there, man, you're good. I think the issue is, and sort of the context that makes people think, all right, this guy must have some kind of secret. Oh yeah, there we go. He must have some kind of secret to make this back day way more effective than what anybody else is doing. That's the reason why it costs $12.99 on the App Store. Come on. Come on, guys. We all know this. We all know this. Right? So don't, well, if you've got a coach and you're already pretty fucking satisfied, good for you. That's sick. But I think kind of going about it on your own, and I think half the reason I'm even saying this is just because of my own personal like life experience. Like for anything that I really want to get into and like I want to have control of how I do it and everything else, I'd just rather kind of learn it myself and kind of figure it out, because then you get a sort of a little bit of a sense of accomplishment because you did it, right? I mean, you could anybody can just regurgitate random nonsense about certain like the long type 2 muscle fibers of the tricep long head actually get most activated when doing a supinated 17-inch D-handle extension, Sam. I don't know what you're doing, but that's what I would do if I were you and I wanted bigger triceps. Dude, whatever. guess what, man? This rope set that I'm going to do, slow with a nasty squeeze in the bottom, is going to feel insane. And I know it's going to contribute to my fucking long-term gains. So that's kind of my context there. I'm sort of repeating myself a lot, but it's always, always be critical. Always be a little bit suspicious when someone sort of, right, tries to purport about some sort of method or tweak or whatever else, and it's too easy. It's too simple. It's like, oh, instant gains without working out? Odds are, guess what? Too good to be true. Too good to be true. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it pretty recently, and I'm sure some of, well, probably not some of you guys. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how crazy you guys are. But there's a lot of fucking recourse with the too good to be true situation. It's like, oh, I just got this massive withdrawal from Chase. All I had to do is put in a fake check. Whoa, free money. Come on. Come on, guys. Let's be real here. So no more whatever I was just talking about there. What am I thinking food-wise? I don't know. Today was kind of weird. I did like double breakfast. So 4 slices of bread, probably, I didn't weigh it because I need a new fucking kitchen scale. The one that I had before, or I guess the one that I must have had like a year or two before, I don't even remember, was waterproof, right? It was like all glass, so I could rinse it off in the sink, set it to dry, and then, if I got stuff on it or whatever, it's fine. But I don't know what I was thinking. I took a non-waterproof scale and just started like scrubbing the shit out of it and dousing it in water in my sink, like front cover, back cover. Oh, so totally freaking clunked it. But just about 35 grams of fat worth of butter, maybe 30, something like that. And then 6 scrambled eggs with some cheese inside, or with some cheese mixed in at the end of that sort of scrambling process, plus a little bit of hot sauce on top. And then I just repeated that exact meal like an hour and a half later. And then I had some more toast on like I had a whole loaf of bread today, like just Italian white slices. It's fucking gone. That was kind of the primary carb source. But as long as whatever you're eating is within reason, dude, do a fucking triple breakfast. Do breakfast for dinner. Do a breakfast for lunch. Whatever meals are actually not only just palatable, but easily fucking consumable, that's the name of the game, bulking wise. Because if you're sitting in front of like some pile of whatever, or just some kind of classic bodybuilding style food, like, all right, if I want to get huge, rice, chicken breast, broccoli, boom. That's what I'm bulking on. And I'm not going to say that's not going to give you results, but for me, I'm going to have a way easier time getting those calories down if it's like mashed potatoes and ground beef with like barbecue sauce mixed in, like shit like that. So just stuff to keep in mind, because if you can't continue to get that fucking food down, then guess what? You're not going to be able to expect your scale weight to go up. And then, you're going to be the same guy saying, it's like, yeah, dude, my genetic limit is like 180. I just can't get above 180, bro. Must be in my genes, dog. When, that dude is only eating 2,500 calories maximum. Right? These stories write themselves, But we'll make this kind of a short and sweet one. I gotta call Mr. Mark. I think we've got a little steak dinner planned tomorrow. So I'll see you for arms. And I'm gonna bring a measuring tape for this next lift as well, because I gotta see just how pumped I'll be able to get. 20 inches is a guarantee, but I'm aiming for 20 and a quarter. 20 and a quarter for both arms would be a pretty nasty fucking pump. So I'll see you then.